Have you ever seen 8 girls on a horse, riding side saddle, doing a routine at a full speed? Well, that's what an escaramuza charra does. Hi, my name is José Eduardo Moreno Zermeño. I am from Mexico and I am the trainer of Alteñitas de Guadalajara, the only team that in all the history of Charreria has been 5 times national champions. The main thing to evaluate in an escaramuza competition are the synchrony and perfection of all the movements during the performance in the arena. Every team has to present 12 different movements or exercises in the sport field. The creativity of the movements depends on the coach. However, the execution of the routine will depend solely on the rider's skills. Each team is free to design their own routine, but it is mandatory to present certain basic movements. Now I am going to show you here alive with Alteñitas Pony, that is a youth B team, which means are 13 years and under, and they are going to help me to explain each basic concept. And Laura and Vane, give me a hand to explain your own experience in each exercise. Cruce or cross is the exercise where the trajectory of the riders has intersection. Usually these are the most attractive movements because here the riders can go at their maximum speed. Now we are going to do this cross, okay? Listo.
So in this exercise, the crossing, we're gonna have to do it's a box. 4 of the girls are gonna form it in the middle. The other ones are gonna cross, intersect each other. This was one of the most favorite exercises, as we can have full speed when crossing.
Okay, now coladera or strainer. It's a movement based on a circle formed by 4 members of the team, and the other 4 members have to cross the circle. They are going to do it in this way, going outside of the circle. Now, let's see it in the rueda.
The coladera for me is the most difficult yet exciting exercise since 8 of the girls have to form a circle and 4 of the girls have to cross. For example, right now they're forming the circle and then 4 of the girls have to go inside of the circle, and once they're inside they have to go outside crossing the other 4.
Now, escalera or ladder. This is the exercises of one straight line formed in this case for 4 members, and the other 4 members have to cross the main line. First these 2 and then these 2. Okay, let's see the ladder.
So in the escalera, it's the same. You know, it has to be precise. 4 of the girls have to form a line, and they have to keep the distance so the other 2 girls can cross. The crossing, they have to touch the ananca or the butt of the horse, so it can be at the same time.
Now let's talk about the giros or spins. This movement is done by the horses spinning on their hind legs. The 8 members of the team make a shape and then spin. There are different grades of spin. They can spin 180, 270 or 360. In this case, they are going to spin 360 in this shape. Let's see.
This exercise is my favorite, especially because for them, in this part of the routine, they have to do 2 circles, and then from their 2 circles, they do a spinning movement. But it also is the most complex, that they have to spin at the same time, and they should not be with the distance, or they shouldn't be spinning at the incorrect time. They all have to be synchronized.
Now, the compuesto or composed movement is the movement which makes 4 spinning horses, as I explained in the prior exercise. Like this. But the other 4 members must do it in pairs, like this, executing with a distance no bigger than half a horse between the 2 members of each pair. Let's see this shape of compuesto.
If this exercise is loved or hated, it is one of the exercises that 4 of the girls have to be very careful by not letting their horse, which is very complicated. For me, I love it, but for the pairs, I guess they won't.
Well, now let's see combinado. Normally, this is the most complicated movement because with a distance no bigger than a horse and a half, they have to do 2 exercises almost at the same time. In this case, they are going to combine a cross or a cruce with a 360 spin. Let's see.
So in this exercise, we have 4 girls that are going to be spinning and crossing. But this one's the most difficult because they're going to have to keep the distance in between the team so then they can cross.
Now let's see the abanico. Abanico is a staggered movement that includes all 8 members galloping a full round in the same direction, doing this form. Okay? Let's see, abanico.
So in this exercise is the abanico. This is where our family members get to cheer and clap at the same time, and it makes us very excited. The first girl goes at a maximum speed, and the one at the end has to be slower than the rest. It's very complicated because we have to have the lateral distance at all times. If not, the judge will be deducting points.
Even though the rule book is long and complex, I am going to explain the main reasons to penalize the teams during competitions. Distance. The movements must be done with the same distance between the members, which means that every different distance during the performance will deduct 2 points to the team. Trotting. Even when the trotting is a natural movement of the horses, once the routine has started, every trot is punished with -2 points. Grazing. This penalty is applied when there is friction or touching between 2 or more members of the team. It could be between horses or riders. If it happens, the team loses 2 points. Speed. The team and the coach agree on the speed according with their convenience and safety. But if it is too slow, the judges penalize the team with 2 points. Crash. This is the most serious sanction during a competition. If there is contact between the members, which implies displacement of the horse or loss of continuity in the routine, the consequence will be the total disqualification of the movement. Most of the times, the team with less penalties on routine is the winner. But why do I say most of the times? Because there is another element evaluated in the competition of the escaramuzas, las puntas. Now let's see Victoria is going to show us a punta or sliding. The punta is the opportunity of the riders to show the education and rein of their horses. After racing their horse to their maximum speed, the horse must respond to the command given by the rider and come to a full stop at the center of the rectangle that is marked inside of the arena. In this part of the competition, there are two facts to be evaluated. The longer the mark of the horse, the more points they gain. And the less marks the horse draws, the most points they receive. There are 2 puntas for every team, which are added to the total of the routine, and that's the total or final score of the performance. I have seen many breeds of horses, but my favorite is the quarter horse. The characteristics of the quarter horse are the most useful in the charreria. Once you select the colt, it has a reign process of 12 to 18 months. Normally, it starts at 2.5 years, which means a colt between 3.5 or 4 years old is ready to become part of one team. Most of the coaches decide to send them straight to the competitions. Not in my case. I usually give them 1 more year of exhibitions and training and then start competing until they are like 5 years old. Then I want to mention that one of the most difficult things while training an Escaramuza horse is the transition from the regular saddle to the side saddle. It requires a lot of patience, and the horses must have an excellent education to understand the orders of the riders on a side saddle. And the riders must have excellent technique and riders' skills to become one with their horses. Okay, Danny, come on. Ya, entonces ella va a estar explicándoles más o menos. Quiero que tú para el lado que lo sientas más cómodo. Empézate de frente así.
So in this case, the coach is giving her orders on how to start spinning the horse, and she is going to try to spin it. But Vanessa, can you give us a little bit more details about how she's moving the horse? So the goal of the lados is that the horse has to leave their hind leg on the side that they're spinning. So if they're spinning to their right side, they have to keep their right hoof planted on the floor so that he doesn't move, and that's part of the goal. He's actually telling her how to sit correctly so that he doesn't hurt the horse, and try not to pull the horse as much so that the horse doesn't get bothered by the movement, and she actually prizes the horse at the end of her movement. For a coach, it's very important that our horses are warm up correctly, and we also have to train them and move them so the shoulders are leading, and also coordinate whenever they're spinning. So this is one of the exercises that our coach uses the most for that exercise. As you can see, they're pushing the horse with the left leg and opening the rein, but very gently, so the horse is not pulled so hard, and it's very gentle. This helps a lot for when in competitions and for in practices. The horse starts getting more practice so that when he spins, he lifts up more his shoulders so that he won't hit his legs, and he will spin more carefully. It is also very important that our coach shows the basis of how the rider has to be one with the horse. He doesn't start putting a horse in competition until the horse is actually ready.
Okay, amigos. I hope you'll be able to get a glance of this beautiful discipline within Charreria. And I am glad to show you a little bit of my sport, my traditions, and my culture. Que vivan los caballos.
Muchas gracias. Bueno, pues ese gran diseño de Penalties, el himno, disco lindo y querido, después supongo que cantará Guadalajara. y espero que no nos diga que mientras la gente no se cansa de aplaudir, no se cansará de cantar, porque aquí amaneceremos.
Guadalajara, Guadalajara, Guadalajara. Tienes el alma de provinciana, hueles a rincón a luz temprana. A ver de cara, frente del río, son tus palomas, tu caserío. Guadalajara, Guadalajara, sales a pura tierra mojada. Y arriba la chiva. Con los mitos lejanos, ay, ojitos de agua, hermanos, hay colombinos inolvidables, inolvidables como las tardes en que la lluvia desde la loma no nos dejaba ir a Zapopan. Pa' que pueblito olorosos carritos hacen las tres su dulce de pachi para la guirria junto al mariachi. En los parianes de alfarería suenan con triste melancolía. Y que se oiga un grito de todo el estadio. Ay, ay, ay. Laguna de Chapala, tiene tu cuento la magia, cuentos de ocasos y de almoradas, enamoradas, noches lunadas, que esta Chapala es tu laguna, novia romántica como ninguna. Guadalajara hermosa, quiero decir hermosa, tú que conservas sangre y pozo de tus mujeres el que rebozo. Guadalajara, Guadalajara, tienes el alma más mexicana.